HeyWoah, big. Dude, a big.
my not quite true, but in a cosmic sense kind of true, old, grumpy curmudgeon, selfish about the game that I like and I don't care about the games that I don't care about take, is that all the side grade downgrade thing where Games Workshop did Finecast, and that was even worse than resin. But now we're on like plastic, and that's just, good. That's like the good thing. But I didn't know that it's really, really expensive to do high quality injection mold plastic, and almost no one does it. Almost everyone else does resin. And there's different qualities of resin, like some resin's better than others. But in general, I greatly prefer GW plastic to working with any of that. It's a little textured in a way I don't like. It's a little brittle in a way I don't like. Commentary anymore. The free square at the center has always been and will always be loads. Because it's apparently in the British lexicon to just say loads to mean a lot. Wakama Japan. Now that we're talking about seasons, I feel like watching a little winter. Thanks for bringing it up. Halloween and Thanksgiving food are the best. I like Thanksgiving food, I suppose. Is this another unpopular take of mine? Think of Thanksgiving dinner, like the classic Thanksgiving foods. The turkey is like the least impressive part. What the hell is Halloween food? I drove past that one, but it did stick in my mind. I don't know what Halloween food is. Do they mean candy? I'm not sure. I just agreed with them. Just candy, I guess. Unpopular opinion question. Pick 2 AOS factions to completely remove from the game. Okay. Keeping in mind that I'm against ever doing that. Even if I hate the faction and it sucks and is stupid, I'm still against doing that. I had no love for Bone Splitters. Everyone knows that, but it's bullshit they got removed from the game anyway. I didn't much care for BOC either, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's bullshit they got removed from the game. So anyway, once we're past that, what you're talking about is pick 2 factions I would remove from the game. In this hypothetical, I'm pretending that no one would get mad, because I don't want to remove anyone's army. That's a dick thing to do. So putting that aside, Fire Slayers for sure, 100%. Easy. Fire Slayer's gone for sure. And the next one to get rid of is a little harder. Gargants. I think Gargants are interesting. I think they need fixing, but I don't think it's worth throwing them away entirely. Same with the rest of Destruction. I think, you know, that's something else. Death. We got Flesh Eater Courts, Night Haunt, Ozark Bone Reaper, Soulblight. And this is entirely remove. It's not remake. It's not fix. It's just remove. Maybe Seraphon. I don't feel too strongly about it though. Maybe Ideneth Deepkin. Maybe Zinch, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe Slanesh. I don't know. There's a bunch of weak ones, but Fire Slayers is the weakest theme, the weakest thing. They took one singular guy with a mohawk, and they're like, what if the entire army was that? And they really should have thought about it harder than that. That being said, you can fix Fire Slayers pretty easy with just one DLC edition. So I don't think anything really deserves to be removed entirely. Daughters of Cain already have too many bath salt murdering factions, perhaps. Caradron. If you want boats, don't play AOS. Okay. You would delete all elves to save a single dwarf. The monkey paw curls. All Fire Slayers gone and all elves gone. Don't care. I'm on ogres. Let's go. Sad dino noises. The elf and dwarf factions are kept, but they're all humans now. I mean, let's see. I think Tzeentch really dropped the ball on aesthetics for the most part. But there's a glimmer of good stuff there. Everything that looks like it's a multicolored ripoff of Pan's Labyrinth in Tzeentch is like 10 out of 10. They just need that aesthetic to be the whole army instead of only 3 new guys. Maybe time will tell on that one. Slaanesh I really don't like the aesthetic for. Which is weird because normally I'm all about degeneracy. But it just doesn't hit me right, I guess. I don't think it needs to be destroyed, it just doesn't hit me right. How do you feel about Lovecraft stuff? It's alright. When I was younger, I liked it more. I remember having some pretty nice Call of Cthulhu TTRPG sessions back in the day. Technically the last boss, or a little bit of the story from Quake 1, stuff like that. Yeah, the madness-inducing tentacles everywhere, impossible to trace shapes with your eyes to make you go crazy, even trying to visualize what the form is. I liked it more when I was younger, I guess. I don't dislike it now. I just don't think about it too much, I suppose. You don't like the current design focus of Tzeentch? Birds and booger men? Yeah, I mean, we just talked about how I don't like birds, and so they're the bird faction. One of. Slaanesh's range is skewed towards sex. It's starting to branch out, though. Yeah, a little bit. I don't even think it is. I don't even think it is skewed towards sex. It's skewed towards, just the worst fashion outfits you could ever imagine. Everybody wearing, like, Final Fantasy X, one pant leg, one short cargo pant leg, one high heel boot, one barefoot, 7 belts. I don't know. I suppose there's a bit of a risque leather daddy kind of thing going on a little bit, and some Persia. But it doesn't strike me as sexy. It strikes me more as, yeah, I guess, an attempted S&M, which I think is more appropriate. I think S&M for Slaanesh is a lot more appropriate than just sexy. Heat Knights are sick. Super Xerxes Persian look works. Shame the demons are awful. The demons are awful. Well, I don't think I agree. I rather like the centerpiece demons in Slaanesh. I think they're pretty well made. I don't like the stupid clippity clop horsey ones. Those ones are fucking stupid, but you know, at least the centerpiece ones are kind of flamboyant in a nice way. My snobby art degree comes out a little bit as I very slightly roll my eyes and being like, oh, you're playing with gender and you went with drawing a line down the center, huh? Left is male, right is female. How advanced. Damn, that's what a great idea. How creative. Who could have ever thought of that? So I have to hold the I have to hold the sarcasm back a little bit. I have to hold the... Yeah, daring today, are we? Oh, really? Half and half? Right down the center line? Okay. Bold. Somebody... Oh, switch hats, was it? Somebody donated, I think, but I can't scroll up. The thing's broken. Let me check. Holy Proxy... Death 1982. Thanks for the tier 1. I may or may not have thanked you for that. I might have missed it. And Tay Barracuda. Thanks for the tier 1 as well. For 33 months and 32 months, respectively. I appreciate it. I've been missing more and more of those because my scroll thing doesn't work over here. I gotta fix that. With Slanesh, you really want a Hellraiser Cenobite thing. Damn, I kind of do too. That's a good idea. When you've been to as many gay bars as you have, the worst fashion choices ever and assumed to be about sex begin to blur. Fair enough, yeah. I misread your sentence, Mr. Gallows. You're like, one tit, gimme 12, cowards. As in 12 tits. But I first read it as, one tit, gimme 12 cowards. Like you're ordering 12 entire cowards. You didn't write it like that, but that was how I read it the first time. And it made me laugh. One tit? Come on, give me 12 cowards instead. 12 angry cowards. You would like a scorpion thing more than a crab thing? I would like almost anything more than a crab thing, but... I think there's a snipping... There's like a subconscious snipping thing there, or a pinching, I guess, but... I think crab claws are dumb. They're delicious, but... I don't like the aesthetic. Can we talk about something I like? I gotta pretend like I'm a positive streamer over here. Hey, I'm gonna cut the commercial. But we'll pick up where we left off on the walk to Japan. BRB, and I'll switch hats. I did see the switch hats. I will do that as well.
With Klondike ice cream bars, you get big servings, big taste, big cream.
Imagine
5 big, moist, delicious ounces of big, hot ice cream. And a coating made with beautiful
milk,
chocolate, so you can
pour
big cream.
like I've never had it.
Klondike, big bar, big cream.
All right, I still haven't. I gotta get a Dr. Pepper. I'm out. I'm simply out. Have some cream of wine.
What can you do with cream you can't do with any other wine?
Know why I refrigerate? Because my friends love to.
Cream.
This setting should indicate that we know how to...
Cream.
Hello, darling.
C'era Lambrusco Bianco and Rosato have such a bright
Cream.
taste. Every sip said
Cream.
Their wine list is first rate.
All it says is...
You know that I'm the cream. What a cream to taste.
There's no real news today. All right, and we're back. Technically, there's like a page to read. We'll get to it. Tay Barracuda thinks it's tier 1. Gifted to Snowgate. Dog detected. Dog detected. Anyway, where were we? Considering ogres are actually relatively popular in AOS, do you think for 4.0 we will ever see the BCR and ogre split off books? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that one's staying. It was more egregious with orcs. Yeah, I don't think we'll see this split of ogres. No. I think they're staying together. Orcs, I think there's hopium for. Iron Jaws are real popular. Cruel Boys are maybe popular, I'm not sure, but they could both live on their own. If you split up Gutbusters and Beast Claw, I'm not sure. So, yeah. And also, I don't know how popular ogres are, really. I think they're more popular than people think they are, or they're more popular than maybe they should be, or something. But I know they're popular in the Midwest, because I see tons of them all the time at tournaments I go to. But then when I travel, I see almost none of them, so... Crew boys have such cool looking models. I think that'll do well to carry them. Got to get those rules a little less casino. We saw in the Weird Knob scroll no Orc War Clan keyword. Yeah, that's what we saw too, which prompted the Hopium. It's not a sure thing, right? But I noticed when we were looking over the War Scrolls that there wasn't like a Orc War Clans keyword. There was just like Ironjaws, and so we got like some Hopium that perhaps their indexes will be separate and so will their battle tomes. That would be hella nice. Do Ogre players mix both sides? Sometimes, yeah. Typically it's one Frostsword on Stonehorn and then an entire Gutbuster army. That's the normal mixing. But, I mean, people mix because the rules allow them to, or force them to, whichever. And so if you wrote rules that made them do it more, they would do it more. Taking the daddy makes sense. Yeah, because the Frostlord on Stonehorn's like the one truly good thing in the entire book. So, you know, you might as well take him. What if they just straight up kill Gutbusters and BCR being separate armies and make them like Ogre Kingdoms of old? I would hate that, because I don't like Ogre Kingdoms. I don't want the game, I don't want AOS to be like Fantasy. I didn't play Fantasy for, well, actually a great many reasons, but, you know, I think we should move forward into better ideas, not go backwards into the mistakes of the past. I wouldn't like it. We move towards mixing if it's better than straight BCR? Probably not, unless it's way better. Then I have no choice. How long can one man cling onto what used to be its own army with its own army book, Beastclaw Raiders? You know? Most people who play the game nowadays probably don't even remember when that was the case. It's time to let go, you know? I just happen to own all the Beastclaw stuff and almost none of the Gutbuster stuff. It's mostly an aesthetic choice. I think the lore of Beastclaw is cooler, and I think their models are cooler. If they made new Gutbusters with updated sculpts that looked great, I would have a lot less problem mixing. And I'm probably going to end up having to eventually. Whenever they write rules good enough, you know. Gutbuster derogatory? No. This isn't derogatory, it's just which one I prefer. Not racist, just don't like them, you know. Crew Boys and Ironjaws both look great, but you personally don't think they visually belong together. Mostly agree, yeah, that's one of the reasons why. They're very different aesthetics, and I'm glad. Because of the ogres riding on the Beastclaw stuff, their aesthetic is a little too close, maybe. Maybe that's why. You don't want to put the Magnificent Butcher in your army? No, I want to put the Magnificent Butcher in the garbage. Flush the toilet and jiggle the handle like they should have done 10 years ago for all that fine cast crap. Or maybe some plastic with an updated AOS-ified theme for Gutbusters. Give them something else. Maybe a vampirism thing. Maybe a people have said Islander thing. People have said voodoo thing. People have said pirate thing. I don't particularly care what aesthetic they choose, although I don't really like pirates. Give them something else besides vaguely Mongolian, kinda. And then that's kind of it, I guess. You know, soup them up. Give them some of that fantasy stuff. Over the top fantasy. What do you think of the Firebelly as a concept? I think people like that model because the way it's painted on the website makes the smoke look cool. Weren't the Firebellies their own army at one point? Technically, yes. Although it was one model. It just had the Firebelly keyword, and it was a Firebelly, and it was technically an army in first edition. You couldn't do anything with it, but it was its own thing with its own keyword. Which is weird. If they were adding a new monster truck to the BCR roster, what would you want? I would want something that is probably a bad idea mechanically and gameplay-wise. I want one of the Frost Kings from the lore. Frost Kings are essentially the equivalent of Over Tyrants on the Gutbuster side. I would want to see that thing visualized and realized by their artists on the table. Now mechanically, it's sort of like, okay, you want a 650 point Frostlord on Stonehorn with who's just even bigger and, you know, whatever. It's probably not great for the faction to get such a thing, but I don't care. I think it'd be cool and I want to see it, you know? Banana Beans, I completely agree. Broadside cannons as handheld weapons is such an incredible idea executed in the worst way. Instead of shooting cannonballs, it's scrap metal. Dumb. There's Noblars all over them. They do 1 damage. They're done in a silly, kind of stupid way. It's like the coolest idea, but the realization of it both in the rules and in the models is not great. In my IMO. You like the vaguely Mongolian thing? I do too. I just think we're in an age now of Sigmar where we're a little better than just taking one culture and copy and pasting them on top of a Tolkien race. We can put a few in the 8-ball and shake it up a little bit, you know? Yuan Dynasty is Mongol. They had infantry, do something like that. Just Kragnose as an ogre. Yeah, the same rules as Kragnose. It just looks cool instead of being a centaur. A Yeti with a gun, that's a good one. Weren't the Mongols more famous for running down opponents on attack ponies with short bows? Maybe. In my head, when I think Mongolians, I do think horseback archers. Ogre Hakar. Oh, Haka. Sorry, I was thinking Hakar. If you look in the pursuit of not looking like X but Y in order to not look generic, a lot of things end up looking generic by trying to be unique. I mean, there's many pitfalls you can trip over when you're designing an aesthetic, sure. What about an uncontacted cannibal tribe aesthetic? Gross. Don't like it. I don't like the prehistoric, you know, random, like they never discovered fire kind of stuff. I do actually like ogres being smart enough to have technology. I think having access to like cannons and black powder is cool. I kind of like that. Make them battle chefs. Go all in. Bone Splitters just died with that exact aesthetic. Yeah, it's part of the reason I didn't like the Bone Splitters aesthetic. Hungry Scientist. Yeah, the Ogre Scientist from Paprika. Give him a lab coat. Why do people want to substitute one stupid nationality gimmick for another? Because that's what the whole game was built on, so they're used to it. Also, I truly think it's a European meme that us Americans can't understand. I think soccer keeps it alive. Respectfully, I guess. Ogre models could do with some posing character. Yeah, I mean, the reason the old ones weren't is because it was for a rank and flank game. They had to fit in square bases. And so they're like fat guys trying to fit in a phone booth, you know. Just making new ones that are meant for rounds will give them plenty of character and posing and all the rest. That's kind of guaranteed, I think. They got a butcher. Where's the baker? Yeah. Yeah, Ship Kip's amazing channel. I agree. I talked about this. I can't remember when I talked about it. Probably when we were making the custom Ogre tome and just hoping and typing away. If they ever redo man-eaters, which I think they should, I think redoing man-eaters would be a cool thing. Because then you could AOSify them. Imagine you have an ogre who is in like ill-fitting golden plate with like a giant sledgehammer and a helmet that doesn't fit him, like the football lineman with the tiny helm, you know? And he's like cosplaying as a Stormcast Eternal, and then you got one who is like attacking somebody with, he's got like a swordfish little friend or something like that, and a big bag filled with crabs, and he's got bags under his eyes like he only has half a soul left. He's got blue skin. You could like have the different man-eaters cosplaying like they're from Age of Sigmar factions, and you could have a lot of silly willy Games Workshop style fun with that, you know, and give them like one throwaway rule that has something to do with that faction. Have an ogre with a mohawk, dual wielding axes, and he has like runes pounded into his skin, but they don't do anything, and they're just like A, B, C. They're just like letters. Man-eaters are fine cast, so they're definitely going to die with this edition. Good. Sumo ogres would be rad. You can have a to Z Honda, yeah, or Hakuho. If they want to get, they probably wouldn't want to get current, but you can make a Hakuho, little Harumafuji, maybe. You could do the classic ones too, you know. Akebono. The new AOS Cities Ogre is weird because he's fucking gigantic and also weirdly skinny. I know they have lore, but it looks weird. I think it looks weird in a believable way for the culture that he's in, you know. Carnival of Meat. Ogre covered in bones. His van braces are a whole ass rib cage. Yeah. And he like uses a big shovel as a weapon, maybe. I don't know. You could have a lot of creative little fun with a modern AOS man-eater squad, I think. You could have good fun with that kind of thing. Hey, I'm gonna start doing this in the background, actually. Watching Walk Comma Japan is probably more exciting than looking at me with Photoshop open of a bingo card with nothing in it yet. So maybe I'll just work on this in the background and we'll talk about it. Huh? What were the good ideas people had before? For the bingo card, by the way, this is for the bingo card for Thursday, when we're doing the watch-along stream for the Games Workshop reveal. I have listed here already full Skaven. And also, I'm in the process right now of deleting the center square and typing loads. Because loads is, as always, the free square. Bingo, comma, Japan. Alright, I'm gonna do Primaris. I'm doing Primaris Lieutenant. We'll put that one somewhere, because that's a fine meme. There's so many of them in 40k, they even announced them for Age of Sigmar. Alright, that's a good joke. Perfect for my 40k army. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's perfect for my 40k army, which was the most common comment by Loadsman. That's a good one. There we go. Perfect for my 40k army. I don't think they'll do that. They didn't do that one last time. They're getting better. They're improving. Hot gobs of Warpstone. No Abraxia release. More talking than looking at models. 3 new Underworld boxes. Battle tactics mentioned and or defended with copium explanation. Joke at BOC's expense, causing chat to rage. Ooh, good one. Good one. Alright, BOC joke in poor taste. Like a retirement joke and then everybody's mad. That's a good one. Ogre Hopium must actually be teased. All model images in poor lighting for low resolution image. Oh, I didn't see. I just scrolled up. I didn't see this when we were talking about ogres. Zanini. Ogre with a bed sheet for Night Haunt. It's precious out of 10. It'd be cool if they played with the idea of ogres as the overlap between human-looking dudes and bestial stuff. Give more of them. Fall further to the devolved end of the spectrum. Don't like it. I don't like the devolved look. I think the worst part of Mega Gargants is their devolved look. I think the worst part of ogres is their devolved look. Maybe I should stop choosing factions that are devolved in whatever that means if I don't like that look, but I wish they would stop doing it. Butt Rock? Yeah, of course. Butt Rock trailer. That's almost a free square at this point. hand gestures, I mean, they're supposed to do that. We poke fun at them, but it's not a bad thing. "20 minutes chatting with devs and no pictures. Ogre wearing old-fashioned diving helmet for IDK, yeah. Is Tactical Rock a free space? Yeah, but it's fun to circle. It's fun to circle the things on the bingo card, right? So we gotta make some that you're just gonna circle. Hey, Tactical Rock, it's in. Since last year, did a lot of Aeronautica Titanicus. What about AOS TW version of one of the epic scale games? Ugh. I don't know if I want to tempt fate by even putting that there. I don't like it. Old World? I think this is a Age of Sigmar specifically, right? Yeah, it's not an Old World presentation. It is specifically Age of Sigmar, so there would be no TOW, thankfully. Look forward to playing these forces in Spearhead. Okay, I'm gonna call this one New Spearhead, but what I mean by that is they're announcing like Spearhead boxes for the factions that don't have that, you know, like Iron Jaws and Beastclaw Raiders. Like ones that don't actually have one of those, you know, at the moment. Full launch box reveal. Don't worry. I'm also putting like partial launch box, like not even full. Can we do indexes or no? Is that Underworld's a retired model appears in a photo? Ooh, acid based, that's a good one. Retired models in current photos. Yes. Very good. Very good. I'm going to put that one right front row center. New Foot Hero? Yeah, okay. New Foot Hero is basically a free square. New Foot Hero Ugh. Say the date of the indexes. They tell us when the indexes are officially exactly coming. Dawnbringer Book 7. Yeah. The Dawnbringer books continue into 4th edition. And they're still doing Dawnbringers. They revealed that Dawnbringers was always meant to be a 16-part book series that spans 3 editions. Some novel. Doomfire Warlocks mentioned. Limited collector version of the indexes which allow easy access to the index rules. Yeah. When you go to the PDF on the website, it's got gold trim around the PDF. Token Pet trying to recapture Crab. Almost a free square. Alright, stupid crab corpo meme. Side game literal who? Crab faction, actual good Stormcast helmet, small rat pet, printed index cards that will be out of date in months. We already know that's happening. That's not even a reveal. They've talked about those. They talked about those in articles already. Ooh. How many Skaven model refreshes will we get? I'm talking number of boxes. Okay. How many boxes of Skaven will we be replacing? $13, good choice. Okay, there's not a lot on the web store right now. Just saying. There's not a lot of Skaven on the old web store right now. There's this, these, and this. And all of these are the same, right? And this is the same as this. Like, they've already removed clan rats and some other stuff. Night runners are temporarily out of stock. Hopefully permanently out of stock. Ooh, I could look at the article that says what's all leaving. Did they talk about Skaven in that article? Yeah, I could look for it. All right. What's that article? What's leaving the Warhammer range? Oh yeah, here it is. So, clan rats, scryer acolytes. Sorry. Unenhanced, just so you guys can see it. Clan rats, scryer acolytes, warpfire rattling, gutta trash, rat swarms, molder, warlock, warp grinder, engineers, rat ogres, ugh. Storm vermin, plague priest. There he is. Jezzail's, plague sensor bearer, doom flaya. Check the tapes. What are we thinking? Obviously, we're getting clan rats, right? Obviously. The weapon teams are returning for sure. But these will both probably come in one box, so that's 2, right? I don't know about Scryer Acolytes. I think that's a question mark. I don't know if they're going to do anything with the ninja rats at all. Those might be gone. Rat swarms is just a stupid idea. We can get rid of that. Arch Warlock. 3. Warp Grinder comes in the same box as the other thing. Engineer. Rat Ogre, 5. Storm Vermin. What do you guys think? Storm Vermin and Clan Rats? I think so. I think we could do that. That could be 6. Aw, the little Doomflayer. And we know about Giselles. Are there really one-for-one replacing stuff? It feels like plus or minus 7, doesn't it? Just from our cursory glance here and seeing what's gone and what's last chance on sale. Seems like. So for this, we'll do more than seven Skaven boxes, and then 7 or fewer Skaven boxes. Maybe that's how we'll do it. I'll put that here. Your line of 7.5 was spawning. Yeah, kind of nice. Yeah, there does seem to be a weapon platform. Seems to be new. Could be a warp lightning cannon of some sort. Anyway, BRB, a moment, and then we'll continue this. Good suggestions so far.
Introducing the best news for ice cream lovers since ice cream began. New Simple Pleasures. It's everything you love about ice cream, but no point. New Simple Pleasures is unbelievably rich, incredibly creamy, and absolutely top. Oh yeah. Because New Simple Pleasures is made with all natural pure athlete, yeah. Instead of point. New delicious all natural Simple Pleasures. There's never been an ice cream like it.
All right, we have enough stuff on the bingo that I think it's reasonable to chill here for a sec. All right. Surprise, amazing new thankwall out of fucking nowhere. Sure, I mean, one of the new thankwall. I didn't spell that right, doesn't matter. Some novel, side game. Based on the CGR trailer, everything save the Griff Rider has been shown for Stormcast. All the Skaven things are probably models. Warhammer Plus, sure. Put that right up here. Warhammer Plus. Big rats. You think the new Giselles will also be gun teams for 60 a box? Oh, you mean like the Giselles will be the new weapon teams, you mean? Something like that, so we're condensing. So you buy a box of 3, and it could be Giselles, or it could be like instead of a long rifle, it's like a Gatling gun or something. I don't know. We saw a few different types of rifle ends and stuff for it. Short show, frowny face. They really pushed the Great Horned Rat as a real chaos god. Yeah, they did that in the video, I think. Officially, 5 chaos gods. And they had like a I don't know, they had a little negotiation thing with Archaon. New awesome thankful, but only in resin? Don't embarrass me. No, at Games Workshop, we're a plastic company now. Aside from Ogres. Oh, great. That's a great one. Cringe, ass, Skaven, speak. One of my biggest pet peeves in all of Warhammer. The absolute height of cringe, annoying Skaven speak. This one's almost a guaranteed square, for sure, for the new thing. We get a square for they talk about Spearhead more than the main game. Ooh, good one, good one. Alright. That's a good one. More Spearhead talk than the actual game. Good idea. We got some Skaven talkers in chat. Somebody shoot those guys. Matt Rose shows up. Oh, just Matt Rose is like physically there, sure. Matt Rose. Rat Mose. Need an extra T there. Alright, we're good. Matt Rose shows up in cosplay. He looking like the guy in a rat suit from Beekman's World. Standing still, AF. Switch hats. Sure, I'll go, Altered Beast. Not discussing more of the lore behind a model than showing off the new model like at Adepticon. I'll put a plus sign here. They talk about the lore of the model like more than usual, like an amount, I guess. Solar Storm during the reveals. You prefer rat speak and hearing wah across the tournament hall? I don't. I think rat speak is worse. However, hearing wah across the tournament hall is also cringe. So we can reach across the aisle on that one. Abraxia mentioned. Models never shown on a plain white background, only dark background with fog machine. Someone says being a Stormcast has no side effects. Lore heavy pick light. Oh, do you recognize this music from somewhere? Can't imagine where. This happens every time. They start to replay a trailer by accident. All right, now we start to what's the dumbest one? What's, you know, just because we filled it, now we got to fill it with good stuff. Bad wrestling pun. So much more to come. That's basically loads, right? Chrono Trigger. It's not Chrono Trigger. Good guess. Remove new foot hero. That's another free square. You're right. It is. There's a bunch of free squares, though. Butt Rock Trailer is a free square. Side Game is a free square. Short Show is probably one. Rules will be obsolete in 1 month. That's good. Yeah, I don't see Thankful happening. I don't either, but we can... I think we can hope. Well, let's go through them. Full Skaven, where we see everything. Warhammer Plus mentioned. I don't care if Warhammer Plus is mentioned, if I'm honest. We can do better than this one, right? Retired Model in Photo, that's a good one. Stupid Crab, maybe. BOC Joke in Poor Taste, that's a good one. This is a good one, if they do it. Like Retired Model Joke in Poor Taste. New version of the app so it can be monetized. What if the indexes are only accessible from the stupid phone app? Like you can't get them on a PC or a web browser or anything. It's only with the goddamn app on your goddamn phone. Damn, that would be shit. That would be so shit. Hold up. Indexes only on your fucking cell phone. Absolutely disgusting. You guys don't have phones? Yeah, this does need a little bit more hopium in it, doesn't it? We're getting a bit negative about these. Corpo Rat, or Corpo Crab meme, I think we can replace that. They only have a 1 hour slot, and you doubt they use more than 45. They have a live execution of the heads of Wahapedia. It's weird that Games Workshop would want to kill their own game like that. The amount of damage they would do to everyone who actually plays Age of Sigmar. Also, it's a .ru, and Russia doesn't give a fuck about European laws, and especially not copyright. Only available on the app, which has been optimized purely for tablet-sized displays, which has been optimized only for Apple. And if you don't have an Apple, you can't even install the app anymore. LRL refresh, another Lumineth book. You've been in stores that are weirdly diehard about not using Wahapedia. Hey, you can always find somebody out there. Power word cringe. One for sure in the Mounted Lord, but hopefully more refreshes of the core units like Judicators that went away. Dawnbringers chat like people actually care. Yeah, alright. Dawnbringers who? Perfect for my 40k army. They don't do this anymore. They stopped doing this. Specifically when they got rid of Loads Guy, I don't think they do the every Age of Sigmar release, oh, perfect for my 40k army, you know. I don't think they do that anymore. The last, at least 2, they haven't, I recall. Free core rules. I mean, they are right now. So I would imagine they keep doing that. The core rules have been free for a long time. And all the War Scrolls are free. And I believe that they said that the indexes will also be free. Yeah. So that's already the case. New 3-inch measuring tool. Collectible coin. Streamlined. Perfect caching. New faction reveal. They make a new 9th realm. New app. That's not exciting though. I don't care about a new app. I mean, I kind of dread a new app in a sense, but... New horned rat. So we think let's back up. Let's zoom out, okay? Let's go into Walk Japan. Let's zoom out all the way to space for this one. Okay? They're gonna do the reveal for Stormcast and Skaven box set, right? What else could this be? Is there a curveball for the whole show they could throw at us? Like, we know it's going to be the Age of Sigmar launch set. They have told us as much. So they're going to talk about everything in the... You know, they're going to... Oh wait, I got Katawa in the background. I mean, Mystery Song in the background. Age of Sigmar launch set. They're going to say that, right? We'll have articles going up during the stream so you can read everything over your breakfast at a sensible time, they say. You'll be able to watch a special exhibition match of Spearhead between two wrestlers. Thanks. Playing as Skaven and Stormcast. This will be the first ever live game of Spearhead, and it's sure to be an absolute treat. Is there anything they teased, though, beyond that? What do you think? I think this music could actually go down a touch, actually. But it's good music. They could announce what the first few battle tomes are for the new edition. Oh, they could. Maybe a roadmap. Donnie Knapp, thanks for finding me on YouTube. Happy to finally catch you live, but injecting your VODs for your HeyWoah content fix. Hey, please enjoy. Thanks for showing up. Battle Report guests get the rules wrong. It's pre-recorded, so I should hope not. Official VTuber collab? Who? I don't know, man. Can you imagine Henya trying to learn the rules to fucking anything? In English? Jesus. Okay, so do I roll all this dice? Yes. Yes, you do. Oh, I see it. Oh, she sees it. Here's 50 gift subs. Here's 500 gift subs. Zen and Melody easy. I was thinking Matarakan. Matarakan likes 40k. She has admitted that she has seen Alariel and she thought the model looked very nice. She's seen an Age of Sigmar model. I think Matarakan is our best bet as a people, right? That's our in. Preview match is one-sided. Oh, like a domination. Like they play and the Skaven dude just completely wins. Iron Mouse Skaven crossover, true. Having her like physically paint stuff and getting it shipped their house, though, that might be a rough one. Pray with the strongest hopium. The Skaven dude wins, that's hopium. I don't know, man. Okay, in first and second edition, I think in general, at any one time, Skaven was probably better than Stormcast. If you take just the whole thing bundled up, maybe. I don't know what kind of rules they wrote for that fucking lightning cannon thing. It probably does mortal wounds. Where's your armor now? I don't know. Alright, what I would do... Okay, this is what you do. You get the table, and you make sure that the camera angles are very... strict, okay? It's just like, it's not, they're not over the shoulders exactly, it's farther, but you just got two, right? Get yourself a green screen and have the green screen be one of those like kind of fake looking Warhammer Studio background things, and they're playing the game on the table, right? And then as soon as one of the guys wins or like gets a double turn at the very end or something like that, you pull the cord and the green screen drops and they're in the center. You've been filming in the center of a wrestling ring the whole time, and he like picks the dude up and smashes him through the Warhammer table. It's like a big reveal. This is like 2 hours in, and so you maintain the illusion of playing in the GW office the whole time. And then you just drop the curtains, and it's a wrestling match. Hire me. It'll be so worth it. Yeah, actually truly crushing them. Like you zoom in, you do like a shot where one of the minis gets like fucking smushed, you know, underneath somebody's boot. And then you reveal the Ogre range. Yeah, the Big Show shows up, even though he's like 100. By God. They're like trying to explain why the miniatures hurt when you step on them. That's high quality plastic injection mold plastic. Those really hurt when you step on them. And Sigmar's my witness, he's cut him in half. AOS Wrestling side game when? Dude, I hope they really go in on that for the megas, for the Mega Gargants. They tested the waters a little bit about some WD or WWE, AEW, whatever, like wrestling style moves. You know, you got the suplex and everything. I want way more of that in SOB. And I would like it to be good instead of kind of bad. But it was a brilliant idea. Very good idea. Yeah. I know they changed the name from Mortal Wounds, but it looks like Mortal Damage to me. With no terrain interactions, SOB has nowhere else to go, really? I suppose so. I wonder if they can still kick objectives around. It'd be cool if they could. I thought that was kind of a clever thing. I think it'd be fun if they, during the wrestling match, they tried to capture an objective. The one guy's like reeling on the ground. He's wide open, you know, but he's running towards him, but he has to move around terrain and he wastes a little time. Over under on fashion specific battle tactics sticking around. My vote is under. I think they're all gone. It seems like they're all gone. It would be a good thing if they were all gone. So I'm going to continue on my it seems like they're gone kind of thing. I hope. Yeah, we got a spacewalk. Just a little bit. Before we go back to the bingo.
Right now, you could be savoring the rich, creamy flavor of angel food ice cream. It's the extra cream in angel food that blends all of your favorite flavors so they're always smooth and creamy, never pointy. How about some rich and creamy angel food ice cream right now?
Alright, we got full Skaven reveal, so we already know they'll do that. We know they'll do that. They already revealed specific battle tactics per Grand Alliance. Yes, yeah. They got the Grand Alliance ones, which is a bad idea, but it's not as bad of an idea as specific army ones. So, the copium is that the specific army ones are gone, and they settled for the still bad idea, but not as bad of an idea for Grand Alliance ones. You'd put a small step ladder with a small suitcase full of cash in the middle objective. It's like a suitcase filled with something worth way more than cash. Boxes of Games Workshop products. Each one is like $210. What's more likely, new rat monster or big rat artillery piece? Big rat artillery piece because we saw a spoil for it. Well, you know, they could show that thing off, I guess. But, okay, we kind of know it exists, but... Big rat. Shoot. Big rat shoot? I don't know. We kind of seen it already. I don't know. Yeah, we've seen the sprues for it. Date of indexes, some novel, bot rock trailer. Perfect for my 40k army. This one's a little weak. Dawnbringers, BOC Joke in poor taste. New Thank Wall. Cringe ass Skaven speak, almost guaranteed. New foot hero, this is guaranteed. Guy makes a cheese joke. New spearhead. Side game, literal who. Do we have another side game? No. Short show. Tactical rock. Full launch. Box reveal. Well, that's what was happening. We know that. New Thankful is pretty unlikely. He's still fresh looking. I agree. I simply agree. What about lore trailer? Lore trailer is different than model reveal trailer. Right? I think lore trailer is distinct from a... Yeah, roadmap option. That's a good one. Roadmap. Roadmap is kind of... That would be kind of cool. What is a butt rock trailer? So... It's a Games Workshop trailer that they always do, and it features the most generic, copyright-free butt rock you've ever heard. It's essentially a free square for Games Workshop model trailer. So we got a butt rock trailer and we got a lore trailer, and they're on. Ooh, should they be on the same side? Yeah. Yeah, I want both. I want both of those. Retired model and photo, more spearhead than actually OS. That could be a bingo. We have a Warhammer Plus show add-on here. We don't, but I think that's just gonna... I believe the AEW guys are playing a game, and it's probable that they're doing that on Warhammer Plus, I think. this is kind of covered in roadmap, but what about next 1 or 2 battle tomes? Like, we know what the next battle tomes are going to come out. Like, oh, it's going to be this one and this one, or something like that. It is kind of roadmap, but what if we had more hopium? BOC old world reveal, good meme. Yeah. Age of Sigmar, it's supposedly the show is going to be only AOS, so. I think we should have a foot hero instead of Skaven Speak. Well, we know it's going to be foot heroes, right? Or do you mean like new foot hero? Oh, I guess, yeah, maybe there's a difference between a new model that is a refresh of an old model and a brand new model. I guess there is a difference between that, right? So like a brand new rat that we were not prepared for. And similarly, brand new Stormcast guy that we were just not prepared for. We just weren't ready. Is hyping up PushFit too free? Yeah, it is. I guess I know why they do it, but man, PushFit sucks. Like, it's better to snip those off and just glue it. New Lord Celestant. To me, replacing something is different than new. This is like not just a replacement for an old rat that looks cooler, and this is not just a replacement for an old Stormcast guy. This is like Iona's Cryptborn, or you know, just some like brand new thing that no one was prepared for. I'm ready to get hype over something like that, I think. Is everything new for Stormcast revealed at this point? Probably, but you know, we can write it down. I think we're good, right? Big rat shoot. Index is only on phone. Retired model in photo. Dawnbringers who. BOC joke and poor taste. New thankful won't happen. Brand new rat. Butt rock trailer. Some novel. Date of indexes. Side game literal who. New spearhead. Or like a spearhead announcement for the factions that don't have one yet. Loads, free square. I should write free, right? Because that adds to the humor. Roadmap, cringe ass Skaven speak. 7 or fewer Skaven, more than 7 Skaven. Lore trailer, tactical rock, short show, Sag. A bunch of lore with the models. More spearhead than actual AOS, funny. Replay a trailer by accident, and Matt Rose / Rat Mose. Thanks for the follow. New army faction tease. New faction? Sure, we'll put that in. We can get as hopium as we want, right? What's the weakest one here? New thankful just won't happen. New faction tease. That's fair. That's a fair addition. Matt Rose says Big Oosh live on stream. Oh, we got him. You love Skaven, but the Skaven speak has been so overdone that it's way too cringe. Yeah, but they kind of have to do it, I think, right? Because it's part of their marketing for it. He like leans into it, he grabs the mic, leans in. Thanks for the question. You know, the team's been working real hard on 4th edition, but it's all done now, and I got time to just kick back, do a little play testing, play my main army, which is Flesh Eater Courts. I've been really enjoying Big Oosh, you know, on the table. And he like looks at the camera. That'd be so sick. It would be so unprofessional and sick. You'll get a Matt Rose Atlas tattoo if he says Big Oosh. Yeah, like he's holding up the Age of Sigmar logo in a world format. And then everyone clapped. Yeah, he puts on a big hat. Alright. That's enough LARPing for this evening. Chill. His glasses dazzle anime style. Yeah, he pushes them up. It just becomes white reflective light. We were making fun of Skaven Speak 1 second ago, but this is equally as embarrassing. That's fine. It's okay to have some fun. Speaking of, let's take a break. That wasn't supposed to play. Actually, it was just supposed to, like, go to a black screen for a moment. So I apologize as I'm clicking around behind the scenes here. Oh, what's that noise? What's that noise? Husbear. Unfortunately, you, at the worst time. Oh no, shit behind the scenes is... Alright, it's all failing. It's all failing. We're going back to the walk. Apologies. I should have tested it out. Anyway, Husbear, thanks for the 5 tier 1 gifters. Appreciate it. Stream big picture mode? No, I didn't. For some reason I lost, oh, I gotta know why. Could this be it? Because of that? Yeah, it is. Okay. Damn, solved the problem. You're welcome, Joy. Alright, it's time. Time for a 10-minute break, except this time for real. Good evening. Welcome to the break time. We return with the world's most advanced graphical engine known to man. Last time we defeated Giga Earth and Giga Mars. What's next? Variety streaming. No Creamcast. How you doing this Monday? Hey, well, have you ever heard of Pogo Disney remixes? No, I haven't. What's that? Also, go ahead and recommend some other PS1 era PS2, maybe even Dreamcast. I don't have N64, so that one's out. Could even be 16-bit generation. I think that's fine. That one can work. There's a lot of Genesis stuff that's kind of neat. Giga Uranus. I bet I could make the, I bet I could play this game with a mouse. It would be really easy. You let yourself well, grab a white monster, just refill with monster and sit next to a street-facing window. Oh, these guys have strange movement to them. Interesting. Einhander for the PS1? Yo, I've heard of Einhander. I don't think I've played it, though. Is that an RPG? I've just heard the name. The other one I was considering, what was the other one I was considering? I got the PS thing kind of work, the PS1 kind of working. I got the Sega Genesis working, I got the SNES. 32X even works, which is, I was not prepared for. So I can play goofy stuff like Tempo. You meant to say refill water? I was wondering about that. Side shooter, aereo fighter style? Oh, sick, okay. It doesn't have to be fighters, maybe a rhythm game. The thing about rhythm games is, if there's any delay on them, they're like the most frustrating things ever to play. Desert Bus? Desert Bus would be the same as a walk, right? It would just be the same as one of my walks. Which I guess is fine. Oh, you gotta hit those guys twice. Oh, I see. Oh no, the thing went away. Oof. Do I get another one? Maybe you're like not supposed to shoot those right away, and you're supposed to just farm like upgrades and stuff. Ooh, this one in the bottom left. Space Channel 5, yeah, I do have that. Space Channel 5 is better for like a story, I think. Like, oh, here's the person's likeness they completely stole and got sued for. Chuck Rock on Sega had a nice track. Jumping Flash on PS1, the bunny game. Not what you think when I say bunny game. Or am I thinking of Jazz Jackrabbit? Am I thinking of an older game yet? Has Rubber Johnny vibes, but he's deflecting the light beams with sick moves. Crazy Taxi. I didn't download Crazy Taxi. There is a cool story legally about that one too, with unlicensed The Offspring music. But the gameplay is kind of messed up. You gotta find a good mix of still technically playable, you know? A lot of games in this era didn't know what to do about their 3D and how to control it. Do you want to steal this song? Yeah. Alright, boss fight. We're nearing the 10-minute mark. Well, boss fight approach, I guess. What emulator is this? Flycast. I do actually own a Dreamcast, but it's actually way more annoying to set up a system on your computer to stream with than it is to just emulate it. Oh dear. Especially the analog ones. Although a lot of the HDMI as well, because they have goofy copy protection on them sometimes, even when you're using them for legitimate means. I can take 2 more hits before I die. Like, please, how well this game has aged as far as like controlling it and being kind of neat and having kind of a neat score and concept. This is what it's like to use a website in current year. Am I supposed to be shooting something? Oh, okay, that thing. I was just waiting for that thing to flip. Have you played Karnov on Nintendo? Dude, the Fire Belly Ogre. Karnov. No, I don't think I have. Karnov. What kind of game is that? I played Zadnost on the 3DO. Does that count? It kind of sounds a little bit like Karnov. Purple boy in there. I wonder what the purple one does. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to actually shoot these things and not the ships. I see. We're watching the future of CAPTCHA. This is what happens in a large language model. Although apparently not, because they don't know how many war scrolls are in AOS. Imagine. I probably have to shoot those ships, right? Oh, in the middle part. Side scroller, your heavy set guy in parachute pants and no shirt who breathes fire. Sick. Is this it? Is this the final? Whoa. Got him. Venus Mega has been destroyed. Logging out. Area 4 unlocked. Let's go. Now saving to memory card 1. Artist Juju Kaha. Track Rock is Sponge. The 2000s, I'll tell you what. Anyway, good intermission. Back to Age of Sigmar, back to talking. BRB.
Right now, you could be savoring the rich, creamy flavor of angel food ice cream. It's the extra cream in angel food that blends all of your favorite flavors so they're always smooth and creamy, never pointy. How about some rich and creamy angel food ice cream right now?
Alright, we are halfway through in HeyWoah, Japan. Anyone remember Desktop Toys computer game? No. Was that a movie? Am I thinking of Tiny Soldiers? Hold up. They were like... I want to say they were maybe stop motion animated. Small Soldiers. 1998. That's not what you said. You said Desktop Toys. The Abandoned Art of Windows Desktop Toys YouTube video is all that I'm coming up with at the moment. There's a Desktopia simulator. It's not stop motion. Oh, they did animatronics. Yeah, that makes sense too. That was still mostly in the SD era when you could get away with animatronics. Once you got to HD, it was harder to hide. Although you still could. And it still ages way better than CG of whatever era you want to go back to, right? For sure. Oh dang, forgot to put the Space Marine in the thumbnail for Double the V. Oh shit, that's right. I said I was going to do that yesterday and I completely forgot until you just now said it. Scorpion King CG is in its own tier. It's not. It's like, I don't know, man. The CG does not age well. The monkeys from Jumanji. Dude, even watch the first Avatar and stuff. Like it. That's one of the problems with it. It looks so bad. So quickly. Right. Movies automatically get points for well done practical effects over CG. Of course, yeah. It's a lot more expensive to do practicals, but it's not as a lot more expensive to do practicals than you might think because of the way they totally waste money with effects, but that's a whole can of worms. Mortal Kombat Annihilation CGI? Dude, I do remember that. I forgot to do the Space Marine thumbnail. I'm gonna have to remember to do that for the Friday show or something. Satan and Spawn. Oh, I forgot about Satan and Spawn. Oof. Hold up. Just so you guys know what we're talking about. This is this is a feature film from Spawn. This is the main boss. They showed this. They showed this in theaters. Oof. Jesus. Oh, you linked it in the Discord? All right. The only reason they don't do practicals is because it's more unionized than CG. In a roundabout way, yeah. And when you do practicals, you have to plan ahead. And when you do CG, you can leave it all till the last minute and just dump it on the fucking effects house. And let them figure it out. And have it be not as good because of it, but you don't care. Because apparently quality doesn't sell. And so it's both. It's definitely the unionizing, but it's also definitely with practicals you have to really plan things ahead of time. And for a lot of CG, at least the way they do it, you don't. And you can be a lot lazier during production. As a kid, the movie was dope, though. Dude, John Leguizamo was great as the Violator. And, what was the Spawn actor? He was, I mean, he's a voice actor that's done a million things. He's got a great voice. He was in Mass Effect, speaking of the spacewalk that we just went on. I think it's the same one. Keith David, right? I might be mixing them up. Let's check. I don't want to miss the attribute here. I think it was Keith David. Death Cavid. Yeah, true. Death Cavid. You think I'll always be in the practical effects camp? The Thing is one of your all-time favorite movies. Same. I too am in the practical effects camp, although you don't have to be in either camp. There are things that make sense for practicals, and there are things that just make a lot of sense for effects or CG. And you're always going to be using it to smooth over the rough edges in any case. I just kind of like that. Somebody was talking about I'm trying to find it. What was the desktop toys thing that somebody was mentioning before? Doug Jones in a monster suit any day. Oh, you said you linked it in Discord. Let me check. Desktop toys. Fun little time waster from 1995. I'm reading from the thing you linked in Discord. Designed for Windows 3.1. But this is the 32-bit version, which will run fine even on Windows 10, apparently, according to archive.org. Oh, neat. Yeah, I don't remember this. I didn't have it. Cool. Nice callback. Let's call that Manzac miniatures. Pretty sure the studio wanted Hellboy to be mostly CG, but Del Toro fought tooth and nail against it. Yep. Del Toro, one of the best art directors around, especially for monsters and fantasy stuff. I guess I don't need to tell you, but kind of can't wait to see what that guy's working on next, to be honest. I wish they would steal from him more for their Zinch toys in Games Workshop. His new Pinocchio is outstanding if anyone hasn't seen it. You know, I haven't seen it. I've been meaning to. The last thing I saw from him was Shape of Water. And before that, I think the last thing I saw from him was Pacific Rim. Put Surprise Del Toro on the stream bingo. Yeah. Did you all see the Del Toro Pinocchio? The shit made me and all my kids cry. It slapped. That's funny. You mean Abe Sapien fanfic? Yeah, from Hellboy. I thought it was kind of a charming movie. The bad guy was a little cartoonishly evil for my tastes, but Del Toro really likes to do fairy tales. And a lot of the time the bad guys are fairy tale bad guys in those too. Hellboy 2 and the goated army. Dude, the elves in Hellboy 2 were so sick, actually. They looked like Aidna Deepkin, kinda. Hellboy 2 elves were super cool. I liked them. Del Toro collab project announced, scrapped 2/3 of the way to finishing. Oh no, I wonder what he's working on right now. What's he working on now? One of the biggest upcoming Netflix movies we know about is a new horror from film director Guillermo del Toro, known as Frankenstein. Blah, blah. Oh, he's doing a Frankenstein one. Okay. Is that the one that was canceled? Did you see the newer Hellboy? Shit was trash. It even had an ale guzzler gargant. Oh no. I saw Hellboy 1 and 2. That's all I've seen. And then the Mignola comics, which I liked in their day. Wasn't he gonna work with Kojima? Yeah. I know he was in Death Stranding 1, but just as a mocap thing. Ahem. Isn't he working with... He's assembling like Director Avengers or something, like a giant media ploy. Dude, Hideo Kojima does it again. What's the name of the dude he's teaming up with? The horror movie guy who did Shout and Don't Black. What are the... I can't remember any of the movies' names, but I liked them. Yeah, Jordan Peele, that's it. What was the movie called? I know it's not called Don't Black. Jordan Peele. Oh, it was Nope. Okay, it was called Nope. Yeah, anyway. I know he's teaming up with him and like some other people. Forget I said anything. I'm bad at remembering names of movies. Get Out, that's right. Okay, so I mixed up Get Out and Nope. And I also mixed those two names with kind of the theme of them. And so I accidentally thought that the movie was called Don't Black. Don't cancel me. I was trying to remember the name. Get Out was so good. This is Shaderu. What's up, Shaderu TV? Newest Hellboy did have just Eldrazi stomping on London, to be fair. You got 20 minutes into the new one and you noped out. Okay. Forever sad we didn't get Del Toro Hobbit. Was he in the talks for it? Was he even on the table for the Hobbit? I thought it was always going to be PJ. Interesting. Really appreciate the streams. Very nice while painting your Kraken Ida. Nice. Oh, a Mega Gargant player. Fellow Destruction Big Enjoyer, I see. Damn, that might be one of the armies that people always ask me the question. Hey, well, if they make playing ogres illegal, what are you gonna do? And I'm always like, I don't know, I try not to think about it because I don't, you know, it probably won't happen. Maybe megas. Like maybe Sons of Behemoth, maybe Slaves to Darkness. Because Sons of Behemoth are huge, and I like that. There's so much customization you could do that I bet I could make mine look cool. I wish their rules were more fun, but we got indexes, hopium, right? Why not Troggoth if there's no more BCR? Because I don't like what Troggoth look like. Too gross. Too gross, cartoony, ugly. Not my bag. The big, like, swamp troll, weird, gross faces, kind of dumb Neanderthal stuff. I know I'm describing an Icebrow Hunter exactly, especially the current Finecast sculpt, but they're not really my thing. Troggoths. Mr. Slave to Dankness. Custom sculpt Gargants. I think I would probably use the basic ones. I would just add a bunch of stuff to them. And try to figure out a way of getting a different leg. Like getting a different leg position. Because that's, aside from putting more stuff onto them, that's about all you have to fix. Attack on Titan gave him the best chance to build some hype, yeah. One of my Andrew Yells, which I go to events with sometimes, he did a Mega Gargant with the full Attack on Titan thing, like all the musculature and stuff underneath it. And he's a really good painter, so it looks like perfect. Super cool idea. Super well done. We need an SOB faction focus for 4th. Here's hoping. We'll see how early we get those indexes. Ernest Halloween. Don't you mean, what is it? Ernest Scared Shitless or something? Was that the movie? Could they say that back then? I don't think they could. They were more scared about cuss words back then. Well, actually, they kind of weren't. It's just the cuss words changed, I suppose. Or the ones considered cusses. Oh, it was Scared Stupid. Yeah, okay. I was close. Yeah, Ernest Scared Stupid. That was it. You had a Mega Troggoth project on the back burner using the Horde's Troll Kings. Big models are fun. Who the fuck is Ernest? Ernest P. Worrell. Kind of a slapstick stooge kind of guy from the 90s, possibly even late 80s as he was moving up. Did a few kids movies. Generally just like slapstick humor, stuff like that. Man Gets Hurt Funny, that kind of stuff. I don't believe anything survived on even into the 2000s, probably. Movie made for kids, but even kids hated it. Damn. That movie messed up. The ending is sad. Also, trolls were repurposed killer clowns from outer space. Those trolls were so, like, detailed and gooey and shit. I don't know. I found that to be suspicious when I was a kid. American Mr. Bean, kinda. I don't know if I'd go that far. More like a one... You know how the Three Stooges is kind of like a thing? Or it was kind of like a thing 75 years ago. He's kind of like, an Ernest movie is like a one stooge instead of the Three Stooges. I think, the basis for Tim Allen's Home Improvement character. I think there was an inspiration for him. Old men reminiscing about better time. Some of the time was better. Most of the time was not. Remember Ernest Goes to Prison? Yes. I remember that one in real life, too. You were a kid back then and you enjoyed the Ernest movie? See, there you go. We got some pushback. I liked the Ernest movies back then. The ending is so sad. I can't remember the ending, Manzek Miniatures. Then again, like, I remember being a kid and really liking movies that everybody said were bad. Because as a kid, this may shock some of you, but as a kid, your taste in media is generally awful, right? People who are liking the new X-Men series, X-Men 95 or whatever it is, 97. I dare you to go back and watch the original. It's so bad. It's so bad. The Sonic the Hedgehog TV show, like that, those shits were so bad. Every once in a while, you really did have good stuff. The Batman animated series. Here and there really were some diamonds in the rough, but they were that. Yeah, but Rogue, though? Oh. I don't know. I saw Hook when I was a kid. That shit was tight. Hook? They were like fucking Rufio was skateboarding and shit. They were eating like fluid, paint fluid pies. What's his name as Captain Hook kind of stole the show. Acted really well. Good form, Peter. That shit was tight. Interestingly enough, Robin Williams was like a big name in the movie. I don't remember him at all. He looked like a weirdo. I liked everybody else in it as a kid. Hook is still tight? Good, alright, I'm not... Yeah, the neon pudding stuff. I'm not tripping then. Death is the only adventure you have left. You can't convince me Garfield and Friends isn't a treasure. Or the Super Mario TV, what is it, the Mario Brothers TV show? That was some real Philips CDI ass stuff. Oh, I forgot that was Dustin Hoffman, you're right. Jumanji still rad too, as long as you ignore the CG. Alright, movie night. VHS movie night. Red Letter Media. HeyWoah presents Best of the Blurst. Instead of Best of the Worst, we'll call it Mid of the Hey Alright. Yeah, Hook was panned when it came out. I remember that. And so I haven't seen it in 30 years, so I don't know if it actually was bad or if they were just being grumpy adults and it was actually fun for kids, even if it wasn't like... Pixie cut Julia Roberts, changed you as a child. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins. Oh, Bob Hoskins. Yeah, that's right. As Mr. Shmee. Dude, he was an actual cartoon character in that movie as Mr. Shmee. That shit was great. Forget VHS, let's do Laserdisc. I only have 3 Laserdiscs. I got Paint Your Wagon, Star Wars the original, and what's the third? I want to say Labyrinth or something like that. I only have 3 laser discs, and I don't have a laser disc player. So I don't know. I'll figure out how to hook it up to the stream system, maybe. Married with Children, complete on VHS. Everybody sings along at the beginning. Yeah. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Yeah, Drop Dead Fred. Adventures in Babysitting, anyone? Don't you dare try to stop me, Shmee. Shmee, try to stop me. You were so surprised to find out that Paint Your Wagon was real. I got that Laserdisc of Paint Your Wagon at a Goodwill because I saw the Simpsons thing. And I'm like, wait, this is a real movie? So I too shared that. Like, I thought it was a Simpsons gag. I'm in your exact boat. Biodome, look, some things belong to stay in the past. Let's keep the Pauly Shore out of here. No need for any biodomes or any The Pests, or even some residuals like Encino Man. I'm struggling to think of any other like supremely terrible movies from that era. Maybe some Dragon Ball Z Ocean dub, perhaps. Relegate Pauly Shore to his role as Max's best friend in the Goofy movie. I remember Goofy movie being legitimately good. I don't know if this is another like little kid thing, and nowadays maybe not, but I recall it being like an actually good movie. Maybe I'm nuts. I'm not sure. Weird Science was sick. Little Reanimator. Watching Simpsons as a kid absolutely exposed you to way more older pop culture than you had any business knowing about. That's why the original Simpsons run was good. Because it was made by absolute film nerds who were just riffing on movies of the past 60 years about. And the older the better. When you stopped accidentally learning about the history of art and film, you know, by watching The Simpsons is when The Simpsons largely got bad. Or, you know, maybe we grew out of it, I'm not sure. Secret of Nim, that was a good one. Actually, it was a fucking mess. And the behind the scenes, like all of his stuff. But it looked good. And it took you to another place, which is cool. Hackers 95, Hack the Planet, dude. I don't know if I could watch some of this stuff. I'm very susceptible to cringe. I'm weak to cringe. Generally, I have avoidance for it. I get a dodge or a parry. I don't know if I could watch Hackers. It's too much. Have you seen Darkman? Yeah, it was tight. And it was tight in like a schlock kind of way, but it was tight. Like just watching it was so fucked up too. The making of was interesting as well. Inhumanoids movie needs to be made. The first 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, the Turtles in whatever the one where they go back in time, that one fucking sucked. But the first 2, as a kid, I recall really liking them. I'm sure they're not. I don't know. I'm sure they're not. Gremlins was tight. Gremlins was fun. And the second one was even stupider. But it had some like really interesting forward-thinking doomium that turned out to be so true that if you look back and watch it, you don't even think it's meant to be future satire, which is kind of impressive to guess right that hard, you know? Also probably only owner of this shit take here, but having experience with modern kids media, there may be lots of trash, but there's also a lot that's objectively better artistic work than 90s stuff. Well, of course, I would expect that as a rule. Some decades end up in retrospect being better or worse, however you want to define that, if you're going to cherry pick some stuff, you know? But I would expect things to, in general, improve over time. Right. So, this isn't a... Don't misunderstand this whole rant. This is a bunch of old guys just saying stuff that triggers an ancient memory in their brain and being like, that shit was sick, or that sucked, or whatever. This isn't like a... The olden days were literally better than now, or some nonsense like that. I don't know, maybe it is for some chatters, but I don't think so. Dark City Dead End. Dark City was cool. I liked Dark City. Dark City, probably a hidden gem, I would say. Especially the first half of it. As a kind of a sci-fi, weird, mystery, horror kind of thing. Really, I would still recommend it even nowadays, if you're trying to watch it. It goes off the rails a bit for the second half, but it's worth going along on the ride for the first half and letting your mind figure out what's going on. Super cool. I almost like stuff that aims for the stars and ends up fucking up, but it was really creative and it tried, even if it's flawed. I almost like stuff like that better than really safe, perfect things, if that makes sense. We get some love for dog soldiers. I remember that. Yeah. Werewolf movie. Is that the one with the Native American guy in it? Who was real good at killing werewolves with like a tomahawk or something? No, I'm thinking of a French one. Oh, what is that one? Yeah, Dog Soldiers was the British soldiers in Scotland. I'm thinking of a French one. Maybe it was Brotherhood of the Wolf. Speaking of fucked up French movies, is it City of Lost Children? Is that the one? With actor from Hellboy in it, big Chinian guy. What's his name? Drew Chinmore. Ron Perlman. Yeah, it had a PC 98 game, right? For some fucking reason, they made a video game out of the City of Lost Children. And it's like a point-and-click nightmare adventure. I wonder if it has that sick-ass death scene in it. Is M. Night the most overrated director? No, because no one takes him seriously anymore. It turned out that his best movie was his first... Well, not really. I don't know. Sixth Sense was good, and it had a bunch of old film stuff in it, so people like that. I think Unbreakable was his best movie, and everything else he's done has been either, like, straight up comical or just kind of disappointing. It turns out that he was overrated because people thought he was going to be really special, and it turned out that he wasn't. But a lot of people don't even make the one good movie, right? Much less two, maybe three, and then a bunch more besides. Mystery Men had some funny lines in it, Magic Conch, yeah. Signs wasn't bad. I liked Signs a lot until we saw the alien, and until you figured out, until they told you what was happening, until you realized the entire plot of the movie was completely retarded. That was the moment that, like, it was so stupid that it ruined everything. So maybe it's a Dark City, I guess. Like, the first half is good. I'm not sure. It was so stupid. Holy shit. I can't believe it. I put Dark City way above Signs, to be clear. Because I would tell you to go back and watch Dark City because it's worth it. I wouldn't do that for Signs. Equilibrium whipped ass, yeah. It was so stupid. But look, Equilibrium is one of those movies that is so earnestly dumb that it's like a stupid dog that's trying to get through a door with a big stick. You're just, oh, you feel kind of sorry for it and this wretched, brainless creature, and you just kind of enjoy yourself anyway. Gun Kata, like, come on. It's got Patrick Bate Kata, yeah. Quoting Yates at each other in a fucking gun movie. Okay, dude. Careful, brother. You trample on my lines. That was the same director that went on to do one of the worst movies of all time. Purple Murder, or Violent Purple. Ultraviolence, something like that. Ultraviolet. Damn, that shit sucked. Possibly the Aeon Flux live action as well, I think. I don't know if it was the Resident Evil guy. In my head, they're kind of similarly bad. Was it Uwe Boll? Uwe Ball? No. All those, yeah, a lot of these movies are blending together. The brain worms, the worms. He has distinguished levels of trash, alright. Peak trash but fun, the Underworld movies. I remember that, yeah. All I remember is, What If the Matrix but werewolves and vampires? What if Vampire the Masquerade with a way less interesting overall plot and worse? I think they were like, I believe they were fun for their time. You know, you and a bunch of friends in college are like drinking and watching it or something, like maybe. Also, Vampire plus Werewolf equals blue. That's the last thing I remember. Battlefield Earth, famously bad. Yeah, biggest flop ever. Next to Waterworld. Waterworld isn't nearly as bad as a bunch of the other most famously bad movies. Which doesn't sound like a strong defense, but here we are. Was HeyWoah's Mount Rushmore of directors? Must it be 4? I feel like I have to choose all old guy directors, right? Like, really old ones. Somebody has to be dead for about 40 years before you can properly address their status. I don't know, maybe that's an old school way of thinking about it. Spielberg probably, Kubrick probably, maybe Hitchcock if you want to throw a bone to the really one of the super olds. I'm trying to think of people that are really prodigious that released a lot of stuff. If it was pure skill, it'd be different. I'd put, I don't know, Miyazaki probably, maybe Wong Kar-wai. Hasn't made enough though. Bergman, yeah, it's a good one. There's so many, and they're so different. Do you pick someone who made 6 perfect films and nothing else, or do you pick somebody who made 50 and 16 of them are the best ever? I don't know. Scorsese, sure. Kurosawa, sure. Coppola, I don't... maybe. Yeah, all these are perfectly fine. Perfectly legitimate. What's the best Clint Eastwood film? 3 Cows for Mother Mary or whatever that... What the fuck was that movie called? Damn, I'm so bad at movie names. For Sister Sarah? Two Mules for Sister Sarah, maybe? It's the first one that pops in my head. If I were to listen to what anyone else wanted to tell me, it's probably Josie Wales, though. John Carpenter? No, not on Mount Rushmore. I love his work. He had a great, great run. Super high quality bangers. Man's a legend. Mount Rushmore of directing, though, no. Fistful of Dollars is a great one. Good, Bad, and the Ugly is a great one. You could pick a million Clint Eastwoods. Does Mr. HeyWoah have a Letterboxd account? Yes, from a long time ago, under a different name. I don't know why I even answered that. You got me. Ahem. Ghost of Mars would like a word? Look. The worst movie a director has made. I suppose, what's the best worst movie a good director made? That could be an interesting conflux, right? Like out of all some of the best directors ever, whatever, however you want to define that, we can widen it a little. What's the best movie that is undeniably their worst movie, and from that maybe you could decide, or something like that, because that's Carpenter's worst. They say you get judged by the worst piece in your portfolio. You get judged by your most recent stuff. You're only as good as your last movie. New best of the worst definition, yeah. Not even the worst movie Ice Cube has been in. Speaking of Ice Cube, I'm gonna get a drink. BRB. We saw that one already. We saw it. Give me the lewd collage.
Hello there. I'm Mr. Cream.
AC Penny. When it fits, you feel it.
It's so big you gotta grin to get it in.
Once you pop,
The cream
don't stop.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
deliciously hot, dangerously creamy.
The juice is loose.
She wanted to remember the love they shared for
Cream.
Sometimes you feel like a
Stuffed 5 ways.
So my family's looking for beef.
Now that's what I call
cream, yeah.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough,
and I am the cream.
Then why do we call it big? Because big things go into it.
At the Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna cream.
I guarantee it.
Alright, we back. Killers of the Flower Moon, the worst for Martin. Good meme. Hold up. It's gotta be Hugo, right? Let's see. IMDb. Director. Besides a bunch of early stuff, let's see. Oh, that's right. He directed Michael Jackson's Bad music video. Forgot about that one. Some of these are TV specials and stuff. I don't know. Is it weird for me to say that I really didn't like The Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah. I'm not going to say worst, but maybe my least favorite that I've seen. It gets indulgent. The entire point is for it to be indulgent, right? Because it's like the theme of the movie is indulgence to the extreme. To the point where the movie is indulgently long and all the rest. Like, I get that that's the point. Spielberg's War of the Worlds, yeah, that was not good. Ritchie's King Arthur was fun enough. Inframan, 1975. Did you think it was bad, or did you not like it? I think I didn't like it. It had a bunch of flaws, but the flaws were intentional, in a sense, because they were the theme of excess. It's a Slanesh movie, essentially. Even the runtime. And when you're reviewing a movie, a big part of it is figuring out what the intended audience was and figuring out what they were trying to do, and did they succeed at what they were trying to do. And then there's a bunch of technical stuff, which is objective, and then there's a bunch of subjective stuff besides that. Think about the time it was made in as well. You never heard that from anyone else about Wolf? What, that they didn't like it? I mean, there's like, I don't know. There are some undeniably, objectively excellent movies that I didn't enjoy watching, that I didn't like, if you will. But those two things are pretty distinct. For instance, There Will Be Blood. It's like almost a perfect movie in almost every way. I didn't like it. Real talk, Fury Road or Happy Feet? Babe 2, Pig in a City, for talking that particular director. Fury Road, pretty good though. Hot Fuzz was better than Shaun of the Dead. Yes, but that's only because I find cop dramas more nostalgically funny than I do zombie movies. I'm way more in that Naked Gun kind of camp than I am in the shitty zombie movie camp. Will you go see Furiosa? Yes, I think I will. And I think it's like a theater movie too. I'm not trying to watch it on a small screen. The man built working cars in a desert. In the first movie, he could have just CG'd it, but he made a working guitar that actually played that was also a flamethrower, and it was a real flamethrower that worked. I'll see it in a theater. Thank you. I keep saying for people to use insane practicals. And he's doing it. Take my money. Like Dune, you should watch in a 20-foot tall theater. Yeah, I agree. I saw Dune for that, in a theater for that reason as well. 1 and 2. I did like Dune a lot. 1 and 2. I have my issues with them. But I like Villeneuve very well as a director, man. I like his work. I've liked him ever since I saw Enemy, which I thought was kind of brilliant. I really took a liking to that one. And after that, I can't remember what he did after that, and he eventually did I keep wanting to say Cyberpunk, but it's Blade Runner. I really liked Blade Runner a lot. I really liked Enemy. Oh, he did Arrival too. I liked Arrival. Haven't seen Prisoners. Haven't seen Sicario. I watched Dune 1. I liked it. I watched Dune 2. It had higher highs and lower lows than Dune 1. But as a Dune book, I'm not really a Dune book guy. That's more Jupes' thing. But I dabbled in my day. I wanted more Spacing Guild. I wanted more. I felt the last thing was a little anticlimactic. I felt that they could have set up exactly how he was defeating all of just everything, you know? It almost felt a little deflating. Such was the ease of their victory at the end. It was also a very sanitary, by the numbers kind of adaptation. Oh, what's her name? Lady. I didn't much care for her, but the mother was excellent. What's his name? Good actor man from No Country for Old Men. He was real good. Kind of stole the show when he was on. Oh, I guess there's 2 actors from No Country for Old Men in that, actually. There's, the Bard and the True Believer. Yeah, Javier Bardem. The man is so fucking good. Holy shit. Kind of stole the show. Javier still Gardem. Yeah. Josh Brolin, that's it. He played Gurney. I liked him well enough in Dune. Did a perfectly fine job. No Country for Old Men. Excellent movie, Muadank. Especially like the soundtrack. Steve Actor. You watched Dune 2 in theaters and then you watched Dune 1. It made 0 sense. I don't know. Yeah. I can't put myself in the shoes of somebody who doesn't know about it. Because I did going in, and also I watched them in order. Anyway, it's a very sterile adaptation, for good or ill. I liked most of it. I liked it. I thought it was good. My complaints are very nitpicky. I wanted more. I wanted it to be longer. I want a director's cut that adds 45 minutes back into it. I want more stuff. I want Spacing Guild intrigue and a little more of the how they weren't detected and all this other stuff and why they're so good. And I don't want what's his name as the Emperor. I think that didn't work at all. The rewrite on Psychic Mom and Psychic Child, like talking to her from the womb instead of being a little girl, was like brilliant. such a good, subtle change to the books that is actually better. It's like just cooler, I think. But the main love interest lady was kind of like, I don't know, every time she was on screen, I'm checking my watch. Like, all right, can we get on with it and get to any other character because they're all cooler and more interesting than you? Jeez. Zero chemistry. Just mad all the time. Like, why do you like her? I don't know. Anyway, they're both great. I like them a lot. All this stuff is just nitpicks. Don't worry about it. But I do wish we were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when it was cool for directors to just release. They had like a 2-hour movie, and they're just like, here's the 3-hour version with all the shit still in it. I hope somehow we can get that, even though we're kind of past the time where that happens. Because I would surely enjoy that for Dune. She was very different from the book. Yeah, I don't mind if something is different than the book, as long as it's better. Or if it has to be that way because of the nature of the medium that you're trying to put it onto, which I'm pretty accepting of. I liked that it wasn't the toddler talking to people and stabbing what's-his-name, and instead Paul got to do it. I think that made a lot more sense. I liked the psychic being so terrifyingly strong that it knows English already and it's asking you questions in your mind even when you're still pregnant. Like, that's crazy. That's cooler, I think. But some things are different and not as good, like the what's her name lady, Chiani or something like that. Longer reminds me of when you saw Lord of the Rings Trilogy Extended Edition in a row and it was like 13 hours. Damn. That shit was so tight. You miss movies that you're sure you're just nostalgic for? The coming-of-age Michael Cera movies? Oh, yeah. Garden State and just random movies that felt like they didn't need to be some blockbuster. Weird Baby was better, and Fade Ratha was infinitely better. I liked Fade Ratha, the galaxy's baldest man. I liked him. I felt they could have pumped him up a little more, you know? Just set him up a little more. But what they did with him was fine. I liked it. It was also funny, I don't know. When movies do this, I just find it so entertaining. When you go to script school, you know, and you're like, okay, setup, payoff, foreshadowing, setup, payoff, right? And visual storytelling, you know, blah, 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 right? And you get to, and now it's time for the editor to take over, and he just does that, except even more overtly. I find it so charming. Like, you're introduced to Fade Ratha, and some chick is like, he's a murderous psycho. He's a murderous psychopath. And then it just hard cuts, and we get introduced, we see him for the first time, and he's like, people are just bowing to him, and oh, you're so important here. And he's like, oh, thank you. And he like kills 2 of them for no reason. Just cuts their throat. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, just told, he's a murderous psychopath. Oh, really? Then hard cut. Him just killing 2 of his servants for no reason. Yeah, alright. I mean, you did say that. It reminded me of the Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever you want to call that movie with 4 names. The scene was like, there's a billboard or on the side of a bus or something, an advertisement for the badass chick in Live, Die, Repeat, and it says like, she's a hardcore bitch or something like that. And it has her like shooting some guy, and he finally meets her, and he like breaks his spine or something. He's like, oh please, I need help, and she just like grabs his ammo and leaves. And then he's like dying, and he looks and he sees that same advertisement. He's like, well, they just told you. All right, yeah. I find stuff like that, the hard cuts and the editing of it, to be extremely funny, I guess. It's the stuff in there for the dude in the comment section of YouTube, or the guy in the theater with his arms crossed, where he watches the Never-Ending Story. 0 out of 10. The movie ended. Never-Ending Story. 0 out of 10. It ended, you know. Somebody did a comment like that on one of my YouTube videos called The Year's 1993. And one of the first comments was, no, it isn't. And I'm like, all right, you get the check mark. I'm going to pin that one at the top. You get the heart. Great. Broadcaster, it's not. That's not what the year is. Oh, yeah, Full Metal. I think it was Full Metal Bitch or something like that. I can't remember. I just remember the feeling I got from it. He was only testing his knives. He's misunderstood. Yeah, yeah. You wanted him to push the weirdness of omnipotent perception more. Yeah, more arrival DNA. Yeah, I guess I did want it to be weirder. You know, it doesn't have to be the 80s one. It really shouldn't be. Nothing should, but yeah. Bill Paxton was good in Edge of Tomorrow. I liked Edge of Tomorrow. It was fun. It has fun editing in it. Didn't remember a movie in the 90s where a kid's in a treehouse and it's a rainy night and he goes to the library, is transported to a fantasy land. What's it called? Wishmaster or Questmaster or something like that. I think. Page Master. 1994. Featuring Macaulay Culkin. Local celebrity. Yeah, Page Master. I'm close on my names, but I'm not good on them. The Pog Master. Oh, chat, while I have you here, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer me truly about it as a viewer of my stuff. For the next Every Army in however many minutes, for 4th edition, do you like the movie recommendation per faction? Because I was thinking about doing it again, but I don't know if it's like I already did it. He's just repeating himself, you know. I don't know. I thought like it was one of the good ideas of that one. Because some of them are going to be the same. Like, I still think speaking of, this is what brought this up, Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, whatever, that one. I would say that again for Stormcast Eternals. Some of the other ones can change, but like some of them are just good and I would keep them, you know. Alright, it seems like that was popular and people like that. We'll have to change it. Well, obviously I would change the ones that deserve to be changed, but some of them are too perfect and you just do it anyway, right? Like, I still think I recommend Fist of the North Star 1986 motion picture for Korn. I still think I recommend Edge of Tomorrow for Stormcast, because the reloading over and over, like, it's so them, right? No more Baki. What was the worst one? The worst one was Seraphon. Because you want to say Jurassic Park, but that's wrong. And so I went with a more philosophical one, which everyone disagreed with. And so maybe I would need to come up with something else for the Seraphon one, and so on and so forth. Every video could be someone's first HeyWoah video. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. So I can reuse the same jokes, right? Same script. It could be like a game too, maybe, but that's a little too close. Could switch it up somehow, not sure how. Maybe include a really short clip of a part you think makes the comparison clear. Though you assume that would be a hell of a lot of work. It's already a hell of a lot of work. You can't add more work to a hell of a lot of work. It's like infinite. It just becomes a bigger infinity. Doesn't matter. The Every Army videos are the ones that the most people watch of my stuff, so it makes sense to put the most time into them. Seraphon is just all the seasons of Dinosaurs TV. Dude, with Not the Mama, speaking of old guy shit. Watch the original Dinosaurs TV, the one with the animatronic puppets. Or, watch Land of the Lost. Unlimited Orc Works, yeah. Assign a psychological profile to each army. I basically do, but I do in the research stage, and then from that understanding is the springboard of me writing about that faction. So what I typically do generally is I come up with the type of person who would want to play that army, and then I write propaganda aimed at that type of person. If that makes sense. Read Dinotopia. Oh, hell yeah. Secret Lizard Magic Cabal. Bending reality to its will. Watch InfoWars, yeah. You think broaden the things like movies, songs, TV show? Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I think there's a little too much anime. There's a little too many animes in there. I'm just scared of recommending big boy movies to somebody looking into Warhammer stuff, but, you know, you can do it. Anyway, okay, I wasn't expecting to get that huge of a response. Normally, this is a democracy. This is a managed democracy, where you're voting more of a public opinion poll, right? But it seems like you really liked those recommendations, and I thought it was a good idea at the time, so I think we will continue with them. I'll change the ones that need changing, and I'll keep the ones the same that need keeping the same. And if somebody's like, you recommended that movie last time, it's still right. Eat shit. You know? And there you go. Suggest Primal Rage. Yeah, alright. New recommendation for COS, Ogre, the Wrath of God. Oh, my favorite Herzog movie. Damn, what a treat. It's like, I'll put in some, like, just required watching if you're gonna be a film fan, I guess. A fan of cinema. Of film. And I won't explain myself. And so, if there's any that I really can't think of a good movie for, it'll be like, watch Ogre, the Wrath of God, or watch the Reckminster Harmonies by Bellatar. And people will be like, why? Why Bellatar? No, it makes sense. Just, you know, pretend it makes sense so you sound smart. Oh, speaking of old shitty movies, old good movies, a little bit of red letter media kind of stuff. I got a new outro. Well, that's not true. I got half of a new outro. Stick around for a raid if you're on Twitch. Thanks for watching. Behold.